Hey, what's up guys? It's LegoHobo910 here with another LEGO video, and in this video I'm going to continue working on my elemental castles, as I have done a decent bit of recording for the set reviews, so I'm going to be taking a break from those. I'm back to working on this. My main goal for this episode is I'm going to build the water and the air titans, as well as when I was digging through, extra pieces from all the sets that I got for Christmas and then bought later and also have reviews up and stuff, I ended up realizing I have a lot of little black and also various earthy shades, and I don't really like the blending here, so I'm going to try to blend that out a bit. And then I'm going to work on these two titans, and maybe I'll have time for minifigs. So I'm going to give you a time-lapse of me blending here. Let's get into it. So somehow, I don't know how I screwed up the time-lapse, but as you can see I've blended this. I've also added some black spikes throughout and did some blending back there. I added a few little things along the beach here. In fact, this one isn't fully pressed. And there we go. And also just kind of scattered some of the pieces around there. And I now only have, out of all that, I now only have 2 black studs left. So I think I did a fairly good job in using all the pieces and blending. Sadly, you didn't get to see it because the time-lapse broke. But now I'm going to go and start working on the water titan. So if you don't remember, the titans I'm making are going to be mostly bionicle parts with then bricks and regular system pieces integrated in. And for the water one, the only thing that I had definitely decided on was using this head and this mask. I think I'm going to go with a slightly smaller body than the others, simply because where I'm planning on placing him there isn't as much space. I also have a bit of a collection of parts I want to put on him. I want him to kind of have things strapped over all randomly and kind of give him a bit of a pirate look. So I grabbed some of these shields from the Atlantis line because I think they could be cool and just add a splash of color. I also have some maps and this little hook. I also think I might want to work in some gold pieces to help match the water castle. Also maybe like some ropes and pieces of flex tubing. And I also grabbed some gems and treasure and such, so I think that could work as well. So, I don't know, I'm going to just start placing things together, fiddling around, and I'll get back to you when I've made some progress. I have the beginnings of my water titan here. There's a sword, and I've put kind of this bandolier with flex tubing around him, which I've then connected all sorts of things to, kind of giving him a messy look, and also trying to kind of get that slight pirate look like I said before. I've also figured out how I'm going to attach him into the ocean floor, as he's going to just be popping out of the ocean, and you'll only, see, torso up, because I think that'll look pretty cool. So that's how I'm going to connect him. It'll require a bit of modification, but it'll be something like that. I also have some ropes wrapped around, and I'm just getting the basic shape down. I'm going to keep trying to connect all sorts of things and just keep working on it. I've made a lot of progress. As you can see, I've strapped a bunch of stuff across that bandolier. I also decided it'd be interesting to put a handcuff piece there. Don't know why, I just like it. And I also went full out with that pirate look by adding a parrot to the shoulder. I also put a lot of gems over on this side and changed the map slightly so I could fit another gem there. And I also put a bandolier with a sword in there just because I thought it looked cool. I've just been adding little bits and bobs everywhere, kind of making it look like an organized mess. And to be honest, I think at this point, he's done. He's probably going to be one of the simplest titans, but I actually really like the look. So I'm going to go figure out how to put him in the water. Probably going to have to add a bit to that and then also blend him into the water. So let's go do that now. I finally got him into the water here, and that was actually surprisingly tough, but I managed, and I also put some of the extra ice cream pieces around for foam. And overall, I think it looks pretty good. So now I'm going to move on to the air titan, which I have no clue what I'm going to do. That's when I have the least clue, but I'll try to figure it out. It may not look like I've done anything, but I've actually knocked him down and kind of reworked some of the support and re-put him in. He's actually very fragile, and also his connection to the ground is very fragile. So now I'm going to go try and work on that air titan. I'm starting to get the basic shape for the air titan. It's going to be flying kind of like this. And I've actually have the torso backwards, so this is the back one, that's actually the front. And so he's just going to be kind of flying over near the air castle. I just have the basic frame. I want this one to look very kind of thin and long. I don't know, I just think it'll look cool. I'm going to, once again, just keep kind of tinkering with it and figuring something out. So I've been working on this kind of on and off, and I have the basic body as well as what hand I want the weapon in, and I've also come up with a better pose than just having him kind of awkwardly flying. I'm going to have him leaping off the center island on the air castle, something like that. About to take flight with his little tiny green wings, which obviously wouldn't support flight, but whatever. It's magic stuff. I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the head, though, because there are plenty of green Bionicle masks that I could use. This one, for example, or this one. Except I don't really like either of them, and neither of them really fit what I'm going for. So, I don't know what I'm going to do for the head. That's probably what I'm going to work on next, and hopefully come up with something cool. I couldn't come up with anything more creative to do for the head, so I settled on this one. Simply because the long spikes will look cool when he's in kind of that leaping forward position. And, to be honest, this one's very simplistic, but I think I might just keep it here, as, you know, all the other ones are Bionicles that don't really look much like Bionicles because they're fairly heavily modified. This one, I think I might just keep as kind of a bit more of a traditional-looking Bionicle. I might go back and modify it later if I'm not happy with this, but I think for now I'm just going to keep it here and keep it simplistic. So I'm going to go place him in the M.O.C now. I just put him in the M.O.C, and I think that looks really cool. It adds a point of interest in the back, as well as just having, you know, something mid-air, and in kind of a really cool action pose adds interest and action to the M.O.C. And this was one of the Titans that I was going to struggle with the most, and he may not be the most complex of the three Titans, but he does look really freaking cool when I have him in that pose. So overall, I really like the way he is there, and now I need to clean up that huge mess. So it's been a couple days, and I'm about to start work on the minifigures for the M.O.C. As you can see, I've grabbed 90% of my accessory bins here, except for a couple that won't really pertain to this, such as food items or modern weaponry like guns. I've also then grabbed my case of minifigure parts, as well as this big bin of Brickforge parts. And if you don't know, Brickforge is a third-party seller that makes custom LEGO accessories. So I have a bunch of them here, except obviously this isn't going to be very much use to me, so I've grabbed all these drawers and I'm going to kind of sort them out here. I now have all the pieces organized into categories that at least make sense to me. And also, I just gotta say, I love Bricklink. My personal favorite piece of theirs is this trident here with the blood splatter design. They always have such cool pieces. And by the way, not sponsored. I also have the basic concept for each element kind of thought up. I want to go for a very Greek idea for the water castle to kind of fit with that whole Atlantean theme. And so I think I might use these Greek hoplite packs. Here's an open one so you can see what it looks like. And also, I'm probably going to use some of these Greek helmets as well as maybe some of the tridents. And then for the air castle, I want to go with kind of like a ranger look. Small, fast weapons, capes, greens, and browns. The earth castle is probably going to be fairly generic knights, just wearing lots of grays, and then same with fire, except with lots of blacks. So I'm going to start building kind of a few concept minifigures for each, so that way I can get a basic idea on what they'll each look like. Here I have kind of 3 concepts for each faction. Here's the water, like I said, very kind of golden to fit with all the gold accents on their castle, and also kind of very Greek to fit with that whole Atlantis column theme type thing. Then the fire is pretty obvious, just black and red. And then the earth, like I said, is just kind of very generic knights. I kind of want them to be a more hardy type people, you know. I've given them all beards or kind of big, tough, hardy type people. And then here we have more kind of rangers. Here's an example of a more heavily armored one. This is also going to be a torso that I'm going to be using a decent amount of. I just didn't use any in these 3 examples. It's going to be an even more kind of heavily armored example. Also, something that I ended up not using in any of these examples for the fire one that I have a decent amount of is this helmet. And once again, this is something I'm going to be using a few of because it really fits. And so now I'm going to go and just keep building a lot more minifigs. So after like 4 hours of work, and this clearly doesn't look like 4 hours worth of building, but believe it or not, it is, since I spent a long time on each individual minifigure, making sure that they're all unique, without any duplicate heads. I may have had a few, except I tried to distinguish them by, you know, like, using big beard pieces like this to keep them separate, or helmets that cover most of their face. And also I tried to give each of them kind of a theme, like every one of these guys have beards, you know, kind of make them look kind of like dwarves. All of those guys have black hair to get a kind of dark look. And they just all kind of have a theme that I tried to go with. And also I've even, you know, created like individual classes. As you can see, there's like archers, there's like kind of some sentinels, there's big pike dudes. And then we have 3 captains there with the white feathers. There we have the 3 kind of generals with the flaming swords, and we also have different classes there. This one is a lot more kind of ragtag and random, kind of like a just kind of band of forest men. This one is very Greek inspired, so I've built them all, and now I'm going to go and put them in the MOC. Also, I need to put in all the various animals and creatures into the MOC. Now, put all the minifigs in the MOC here. I'm not going to give you too good of a look of the full MOC, or really much at all, because a showcase video, you know, showcasing them all, going through them, epic montages and all that sort of stuff is going to be coming out within minimum of a week, probably more like a couple days. And so, don't want to show you too much now, but this is it for now. Wait till the showcase. That's all from me, and bye.